The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night, all day. Oh, hey, fella.
Oh, what's up?
What's going on, man?
Good.
It's good to see you.
Good to be back.
Yeah, brother. I've had a few interesting days just chilling and relaxing and trying to stay off the news, man. And then this morning, someone sent me a video of Bridget Macron's wife.
Oh, I saw
fucking face slapping him. Yeah, that's wild, dude.
My favorite is the look into the camera once he realizes I got caught. Yeah, he's like, oh, and it's very, you could put like the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme song right after that.
Imagine what goes on behind closed doors. If someone's bitch slapping you on a private jet, like, what is that?
Yeah.
That's a weird relationship, man.
Well, she was his teacher.
If it was a she.
Oh, yeah, there's a whole
There's a whole
thing.
Bro, Candace Owens did like 5 hours on it.
That's a little bit crazy.
But yeah, she's the wrong dog to go after you. Like,
right.
If you're trying to break into a house, that's the wrong guard dog.
Right.
Like she gets on something, she's like a pit bull.
No, she really breaks down. I had a friend once show me her breakdown of like a Taylor Swift situation because I didn't know Candace talks about like that sort of stuff as well. And I was like, oh, this is like a really in-depth breakdown of what's going on with Taylor Swift. That's crazy.
Oh, she did the whole Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively thing, and I'm eating popcorn. What? Oh, no. But the fucking Brigitte Macron one is the craziest because I think she's right. Obviously I don't know. But at the end of the day, the first thing you have to say is, what kind of a 40-year-old dates a 14-year-old?
Right.
That's crazy.
Well, that's the thing.
Even if it's a woman and a man. Well, first of all, Kurt Metzger says it's 14. I think the internet says it's 15. Kurt Metzger goes, but it's definitely 14. He was younger than that. Did you see me get cornered by him yesterday?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Bro, he just hit me with like 7 different conspiracies in a row. And I'm like, guys, I'm getting cornered.
It's so hard to follow him a lot of the time when you're just like, well, okay.
I felt like a woman trapped at like an office party and the guy who's hitting on them like won't leave them alone. They can't escape.
Have you ever seen that meme of that like girl at the party and the guy's just talking at him? That's kind of what it feels like, yeah.
It's always like, something about flat earth or something.
But yeah, no, it's I saw that and I was like, that's crazy that this happened this morning.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But the facts of the situation. 40 and let's say 15. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. 15 is, I have a 15-year-old. They're little kids, essentially. They're like 3 years away from being an adult. Right. 3 whole years.
Well, you know what's interesting is that like I listen to a lot of true crime and they'll say that like pedophiles and stuff will put themselves in situations where they can abuse, and I think that's why there's a lot of
Nickelodeon thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Jimmy Savile thing in England.
That's crazy.
The crazy.
That's crazy.
The crazy.
I was trying to explain that to someone this week. I was like, imagine if Mr. Rogers was the biggest pedophile that ever existed,
but also looked like one.
Yeah,
that's what's crazy. Like Mr. Rogers looks like a sweet guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like back in the day, like if a guy like Mr. Rogers was teaching kids, you wouldn't even get creeped out. It's like, oh, he's just a sweet guy. There's sweet people out there. But Jimmy Savile looks like a monster. He looked like a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Like, didn't look like a real person. He looked like... What was that fucking movie? There was that movie that was based on a book. Oh, my God. Johnny Depp was in it. The guy from How I Met Your Mother was in it.
This is not ringing any bells for me.
It's a really weird book that's like half fantastic, half realistic, sort of almost Harry Potter-ish.
The Secret Window?
Oh, that's it.
Okay.
Let me see what it looks like.
Based on a Stephen King thing?
No, that's not it.
Okay.
No. No, it was like a recent... Fuck.
Is it like almost Harry Potter-ish? Is it Magical Beasts?
Yeah.
That movie?
That's it.
Okay.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, it's Magical Beasts.
Yeah.
He looks like an evil person in Magical Beasts.
Right. Like a bad wizard. He definitely looks like a bad wizard.
Doesn't look like a real human.
But I wonder, too, if
Pull up a picture of Jimmy Savile. Let's look at that guy.
I think it might be so hard to look past, like, everything that he's done for us to not see the monster. Like, it must have been like, oh, because...
No. That's a monster.
That's
a monster. That's a monster. That's a monster. No matter what, that's a monster. That's a monster with the glasses. There's something about his eyes. Obviously, we know too much, right?
Right.
But look at this: shirt open, no, like no t-shirt underneath it, chest hair, fucking something around his neck
That
a
matches his
tie,
shirt.
I guess a tie just around his neck. He's a creeper.
Yeah, but at the time they were like, "Oh, he's just a British eccentric guy." We British are known for our weird people.
God,
Yeah, 50 years, just
God, and died, and no one ever caught him.
no one ever caught him. BBC covered it up. Crazy, just let him get away.
Dark.
Used to hang out at the hospitals that he would.
Oh, well, that's the Sandusky thing too. Mm-hmm. Sandusky thing, same thing. Like everybody knew about it.
Oh, dude, yeah, everyone knew about it, but they were winning. So we were like, dude, we win championships. I did think
That's the devil. That's if the devil's a real thing, that's where the devil lives.
it's very funny to me, at least, well, that they exposed Sandusky after they went 7-6. They were like, they were winning for so long, and then they were like 7-6.
Is that really what happened?
It was the same. They had a horrible year, and then the next year, the Sandusky thing came out.
They needed to make changes. He wasn't doing his job.
I think he had already retired at that point too. It was just crazy.
Well, that's even that's when it's over because you're not valuable anymore.
Right, and so
you got to
eventually-
Biden that motherfucker. You got to Pelosi that motherfucker right into the rocks.
Right.
You know, like Dianne Feinstein in a wheelchair, being told by her operatives who to vote for.
Right. That's what you got to do if you're Sandusky.
Ride that bitch into the rocks. Because if you get out, then they start investigating you. Like, whoa, stay active.
Yeah, you got to keep keep achieving.
The con alive. Keep these people fed because they will feed you to the wolves. Right? If you're a corrupt politician, you got to stay in office. You can't retire. If you retire, you're open game. Because
Right.
now are you on a podcast, retired, talking shit? Let's get them. And they
Yeah,
start
that's true.
auditing you, and everyone's got some fucking shady. They made way too much money,
Dude.
There's no way. There's no way it's not shady when you're worth $200 million and you make $170,000 a year. That's crazy.
Right, and then you have to stay. You have to.
You got to ride it into the rocks.
Also, there's something
can't
about that
jump off the
power
boat.
that you don't want to give up on. That's
100%.
also it's
100%.
some like weird Darth, like the Emperor Palpatine. They all look like Emperor Palpatine. Every politician looks like Emperor Palpatine when they're old. It's crazy. Male or female.
The weight of it all weighing on you. You know what I'm saying?
Like you have to know that you're like, man, I'm like at a certain point I'm fucking over so many people.
Right.
It's gotta weigh on your soul. Hopefully.
Bro, you age. I think the best people age the hardest. You know? I think Obama was probably like a very idealistic young man who really wanted to change the world.
Yeah.
And that dude aged more than anybody.
Well, in 2000,
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
Who
you can
aged the
see it.
least? Trump.
Trump. Yeah.
Trump just fucking...
This is something that
he just brushed that shit off his shoulders like it was nothing.
this is something that Derek said to me in like 2018 once. We were talking about. He's like, I don't know, because he's not a big politics guy, but it's like, I don't know if I trust Trump. His hair's not getting gray. What kind of politician doesn't get gray hairs?
Well, the hair itself, I mean, he makes fun of his own hair. He was on stage talking about his comb over.
Yeah, he's funny.
He does stand up. He's doing stand up. Regardless of what you think about him, foreign policy, economics, regardless, the guy is doing stand up.
He can work a room.
Well, that's why none of them can fuck with him because he can go on a podcast easy. Because he does these stadiums where he just goes out and starts talking shit. He does Biden impressions. He does Biden wander around the room. He doesn't know where he is. He's funny, man. Okay, and the problem is he does it all the time. So he's got an act. He's basically like a comic, like in a lot of ways. That's the problem. Is like these other people they have canned speeches that are written by a bunch of people that have this like really well worded, explanation of what's wrong with the world, what's wrong with the country, and what they're going to do. But it's not them. It's not them. That's why they all fall apart when they're talking and, they just don't have any idea what the question's going to be. That's why they had to be protected. All
Right.
of them have to be protected from themselves.
Right.
Because when confronted by like some basic facts about the fucking corruption of the world, they don't know what to say. And they crumble. And Trump just starts talking shit. He just starts talking shit. Oh, they're all corrupt. He just starts going into it and talking about crooked Hillary and this and that, and they said this and they said that.
Yeah, it's just him saying what's on his mind, regardless of whether or not, people like fact check him or whatever. I think people are just used to that now. Like, that's how they consume media now, is like, I need the real person to talk to me.
Yes. It's also like, they're like, oh, he's a crazy person. I'm like, yeah, that's the only kind of person that would survive what you try to do to him.
Right.
That's the only kind of guy that gets through. Like, you want a perfect person? A perfect person morally falls apart by the time they've been indicted and they've 34 counts, felony counts. Like, your whole body's just destroyed by the stress of you possibly going to jail for the rest of your life. You have to be a fucking insane person to ride that out and not look like anything even happened. Then you get shot.
Yeah.
You get up after you got shot. You're fucking bleeding from your ear and you go fight, fight, fight. You got to be a crazy person to get through these. He's a nightmare for anybody that's trying to rig a system. Like, that guy's the nightmare. He's the final boss of fuck you. You know?
Yeah. And also to want like a good guy to be your president is kind of like, a good guy is your neighbor. Like, there's
well, it would be nice if we could get a good guy to be president.
I don't think they would want that job.
No, they wouldn't want that job.
No, they wouldn't want that job.
But
no way. That's an awful job.
I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's just... I think he's like a lot of people that just want success. They want a certain kind of success, and also they want a certain kind of success publicly. Mm-hmm. They want everybody to know that they're successful. Mm-hmm. Like, that's a hyper competitive person that's locked into a very specific kind of game. Is the game of, look at all the shit I got. Right. Look at all the power I have. Look at all the shit I got. And they're all playing that game. They're just playing that game sneaky. They're playing that game talking about the importance of addressing climate change and, all sorts of weird shit. They're talking about, but they're all playing the same goddamn game.
They're in a legacy game. They want to see, how long can my name last post me dying? Like, that's a type of person.
Bro, it's what happens with cults. It's what happens with everything. There's always one maniacal person that just wants to control everything. Everything. That's why CEOs backstab each other and try to get each other removed. And you hear about that, like, internal coups at companies. Yeah. Everybody's always like, fuck you, I'm the man. How could he be the man? Well, I'm the man. And they just they fucking ruin each other, man.
Yeah, I feel like that's why Dick Cheney was so effective. He's like, I'll just be number 2.
Bro, he was straight Satan.
Yeah.
He was in the Bible. That guy was in the Bible. He didn't have a pulse. At one point in time, no, legitimately.
Oh,
he
yeah.
had an artificial heart, no pulse, and responsible for who knows how many deaths.
Oh, countless.
Who knows?
A whole 20-year war that we had no business being in.
Not only that, you want to talk about, like, transparent. This was all transparent before the internet. But imagine, it was kind of, the internet was around, right? But not the same. The internet in 2001, there was no social media. No. It was a different kind of internet. But this guy his former company was getting no bid contracts for billions of dollars to fix shit that we blew up in a war that was his idea.
That's a pretty, from the outside point of view, if you have the power to make money that way, what a genius, evil thing to do.
So profitable.
I know. He might, just billions of dollars. Enough that he didn't need a heart anymore.
How do you combat that with the idea also in place that capitalism is way better than communism, which I think we all agree.
Yeah.
So how do you combat that?
I think I'm maybe a little more cynical than most people, because I just, the way I look at it now is like, I don't think you can. Because I think whatever system that you end up putting in place, regardless, there are the haves and the have-nots. Right? So it's like, maybe we can combat this and we can curb maybe corruption in this manner, but corruption will always find a way.
Right, but is there a way to minimize it? Is there a way to make it less available? Like, it seems like I'm just guessing. I've never been a congressman. I've never been a congressman. I'm just guessing. Mm-hmm. But my friend Tulsi was a congresswoman for 8 years. Right. And her experiences, like, in there, they're quite disturbing, because without speaking out of turn, what essentially the idea that I'm getting, and then not just talking to her, talking to Fetterman, talking to multiple people,
right,
is a lot of these people, they go in with good intentions, and then they encounter a system that is just rigged with grifters. Like the whole system, you're in a grifting system. You're like, oh, Jesus Christ. So it's all about lobbyists and it's all about money, and then people start hedging their decisions of what they're going to talk about or discuss or be against because they're going to run for re-election, which they're always doing. They're always in a constant cycle of generating more donor money and running for re-election and making everybody happy.
I think you, at least for like, you see that with like AOC, someone who, you know, when she was coming up, it was like a whole anti-system sort of Democrat, and then 2020 endorses Biden. So it's like eventually they get you to play ball.
Well, it's like, who would she endorse if she didn't endorse Biden? Like, this is the argument that Bernie Sanders made on Flagrant. He was essentially saying to Akash and Andrew, he was saying, my choice was either help Donald Trump or support the Democratic Party, even though they fucked him over. And so his choice, he made the choice to support Hillary.
Well, I mean, I get it from Bernie's perspective, but if like in my mind, if I'm like, I don't know, and this is me not knowing anything about how Congress works, but it's like, if I'm supposed to be the next young, like, I'm the change of the Democratic Party, I think the power move is to not endorse anybody there. If I'm in like an AOC position of just
I think the system is a little more locked down than we'd like to think.
Right.
Well, clearly it is, right? Because here's a good example. They were going to release the Epstein files day one. Right? Okay, what happened? What happened? What happened? If that's what you wanted to do before you got the job, and then you got the job and day one you couldn't do it. Okay, so what are we saying? Are we saying that this is more complicated? It's probably a lot more complicated. There's probably a web. And then there's also people for decades and decades been developing relationships and working inside these fucking... And that's the real government. That's our real government. That's our real government. These people... realize that once they get into Congress, they realize that when they become a senator, they realize that, like, okay, this is not the real government. And if you fuck with the real government, they'll take your ass out.
They'll shoot you. Or they'll try.
They did everything to Trump. They did everything. They did indictments. They did public shame. They took shots at him.
But also with the Epstein thing, it's probably like just way too many people are on that list for a government to be even any sort of functional.
Look at the two of them. It's a hostage video, dog.
Dude, he looks so scared to be there right now.
Bro, that's a hostage video.
That's Cash right now being like, don't say the wrong name or I'm dead.
Yeah, that's a hostage video, son.
Yeah, there's no winning in that because it's like that's Epstein is across the aisle. That's everybody.
The thing about them saying that I've seen the file, he definitely killed himself. Well, what could be in the file? Let's strongman this. What could be in the file that would convince you that the autopsy that was done independently by Dr. Michael Baden, who's that famous HBO autopsy guy. Do you know that guy?
No.
You ever see that show, HBO's Autopsy?
No, I've never seen that.
Great show. From a while back. But the show was all about how they caught murderers who did a lot of crazy shit. And just insane things that some people did. One guy, his wife died, and he kept her body in his house, and he kept buying like cases and cases of perfume, and he was covering her decaying body with perfume to stop the odor, and he inserted some sort of a rubber fake vagina into the corpse. Bro.
Yeah, what a guy.
Bro. When they describe it, so this guy, anyway, he's got a famous show that was on HBO that was on for a long time, like many seasons. All of these insane murder cases, like how they caught these people. So he's like an expert at detecting the difference between accidental death, murder. And he looked at the autopsy. He looked at what had happened to Epstein's body. He said, this is indicative of someone being strangled to death. These kind of breaks in the bones on the neck. This is not what happens when you hang yourself. And he was like, the mark is also in the wrong place. It's low on the neck. Whereas if someone strangles themselves, the weight of their body, which is what's killing them, it all goes up to like the top of your chin. He's like, none of these injuries or injuries that are consistent with someone who was strangled. So what could be in if they don't have a video? So if they say the cameras were down, okay, so there's no video. All right, so what do you have that makes you think that he 100% committed suicide? And how do you let the guy who is in one of the most high-profile cases of sex trafficking in history. How do you let that guy just not be watched?
But also,
This episode is brought to you by Tecovas. Tecovas know that y'all means all, so they make boots that work for everybody. Handmade with over 200 meticulous steps, these boots are built for comfort right out of the box. Every stitch is on point, so you know they're made for a good time and a long time. If you visit one of their stores, you can try them on with free drinks and pure Texas hospitality. Long day, big night, whatever's on your plate, Tecovas boots hold up and stand out. No compromises, just damn good boots. Right now, get 10% off at tecovas.com/Rogan when you sign up for email and text. That's 10% off at tecovas.com/Rogan, tecovas.com/Rogan. See site for details. Tecovas, point your toes west.
why is Ghislaine still alive? If Epstein knows all these things, there's no way Ghislaine doesn't know them as well. She's like there. She's there the whole time. I feel like she knows everything that he knows.
Well, she's in jail where they get to do yoga.
Yeah,
She's
so
in,
she
like,
got a
yoga
sweet deal.
camp. Well, she is alive though, which is kind of crazy. Like you got to wonder, like, if they killed him because they couldn't trust him, allegedly.
Right.
Let's just say.
Let's just say allegedly.
Maybe let's give Cash and Dan the benefit of the doubt. So maybe there's something in that file that shows that what would convince you? What could be in the file that would convince you?
I mean, it would have to be active. It would have to be active politicians, presidents, billionaires. Like it's got to be like that level of like. I mean, the